This is called the Secret Covenant, and the Secret Covenant is a document that I believe was found in a photocopy machine. I'll have to get back to you on the complete story of how it was found, but I believe there was a conference that was held, and a bunch of these documents were supposedly printed, and there was one accidentally left in a photo machine. I believe that's the story, and I could be wrong. I'll get back to you guys about that. But and this was left over on accident. It's basically a document. How would I explain this? Basically, a document that was written by the so-called elite on keeping mankind brainwashed, dumbed down, and controlled. It's basically kind of a again, a document on how to keep the population controlled through food, medicine, water, air quality, etc. And it's a very heavy document. A lot of people are skeptical as to whether it's authentic or not, whether or not this document was made by the so-called elite or just some random person on the internet. Regardless of whether it is or not, it doesn't really matter, due to the fact that regardless of whether this document was made by the so-called elite, or an average person, the quotes and the passages still remain true in today's world. And as I begin to read from this document, I believe that you will be able to understand that. You can get this document for free. Go onto Google and type in Secret Covenant. I'll provide a link to the document in the description. Excuse me. Mine's kind of slow right now. But bear with me really quick. I'm going to get a sweatshirt. And, I highly recommend reading this document, regardless of whether it may be 100% authentic or not. No one essentially is probably ever going to know whether it is or not, unless something huge leaks. But I just don't imagine that happening. I don't imagine the public somehow finding whether or not this document's 100% authentic. What does matter about this document, like I said, is that the passages have major truth behind them in today's world. So pick a copy up. They're free. And we'll get started in a minute. Okay, so this document is there's 73 passages in this document. I've highlighted the important ones, written about it, etc. I've dissected this document. I guess I could just read all of them. Try to keep this under an hour. Okay, so number 1. An illusion, it will be so large and so vast it will escape their perception. An illusion, it will be so large and so vast that it will escape their perception. So essentially what they're saying here is that the matrix, the brainwashing, the control, the inculcation, the indoctrination, taking place in this reality will be such an illusion, it will be done so grand that people won't be able to grasp they won't be able to grasp it. People won't be able to get past their standard way of thinking to grasp the truth, essentially, is what they're saying. Again, an illusion, it will be so large and so vast, it'll escape their perception. Essentially, it's right in front of your face, but many people can't see it because they're blind. They're drunk on the illusion. I rant about that in my Merkaba light body activation Kundalini video. Check that out. It's about 1 hour and 40 minutes. Find it in my archives. So again, I'm going to repeat myself. An illusion, it will be so large and so vast it will escape their perception. Number 2, those who will see it will be thought of as insane. So, those who see the illusion, those who see past the matrix, those who see past the lies, will be thought of as insane by the system. Because the system wants to take people who understand the system and understand the truth and make them look like crazies to the mass public. See, the system wants people to think that, how would I say this? The system wants you, it's hard to say this. The system essentially wants to make people who understand the what's going on here in the Matrix. The system wants these people to be thought of as insane by the public. And that's a huge mind control tactic. And I'll get into that further maybe in a different discussion, but let's move on. If I keep going at this rate, it'll take 3 hours. Okay, I'm not going to read all of these quotes. This is going to take too long because I want to expound upon the passages that I do read. So I'm just going to go and read the passages that I've highlighted. We will always stand above the relative field of their experience, for we know the secrets of the Absolute. We will always stand above the relative field of their experience, for we know the secrets of the Absolute. They will always stand above you. They will always control you. They will always be able to manipulate you because they know the secrets of the Absolute. They know how this reality works. They know how this dimension works. They know the ins and outs of it, and they know how to keep you controlled, in bondage. So you need to learn to overstand them. Right now you understand them. They're standing on top of you. You need to learn to understand your system lords and overstand them instead of understanding them. You have to overstand things, not understand, and understand things, not understand things. Words are spells, whether you believe that or not. We will work together always and will remain bound by blood and secrecy. Together death will come to he who speaks. So essentially they're saying that they're basically a secret society to a certain extent, and that we will remain bound by blood and secrecy. Secret societies are bound by blood and secrecy. That's why they have oaths, etc., and rituals, often using blood. Death will come to he who speaks. So, that's why you see people like whistleblowers from secret societies and covens, etc., when they come out and start telling the public about what was going on, they often get disappeared. No one ever sees them again. Again, death will come to he who speaks. Okay, this is very important. This has a lot to do with health. We will keep their lifespan short and their minds weak while pretending to do the opposite. Again, we will keep their lifespan short and their minds weak while pretending to do the opposite. So they're going to pretend to give you all this medicine and say that, this is the breakthrough on how to remain healthy, and this is the breakthrough on longevity, and this little synthetic thing here is going to keep you alive for longer, and this and that and that, when they're actually doing the opposite. And all it takes is a little research to realize that that's the truth. I'm not saying that there hasn't been some pretty grand things discovered through science, and etc., but the medical realm that is currently taking over this planet violates the laws of nature, and it's ridiculous. We will keep their lifespan short and their minds weak while pretending to do the opposite. They'll pretend to be your little savior while they're actually killing you, and you'll believe it because you're gullible. You're a gullible little human, most likely. Humans are very, very gullible. Okay, number 9. We will use soft metals, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food and water, also in the air. We will use soft metals. Look at all the metal in the food that food is packaged in. Aluminum. Go into a grocery store and try and count how many things are packaged in metal and aluminum. You'll lose count. There's hundreds and hundreds. And look up aluminum. Aluminum causes degradation of the mind. It's proven. They put aluminum in all sorts of products for your skin, etc., and it destroys your mind. It causes it stimulates the production of Alzheimer's in your system. So again, we will use soft metals, aging accelerators. It's also an aging accelerator. Aluminum is an aging accelerator. Metals are aging accelerators. The body wasn't designed to consume a bunch of garbage metal. And sedatives in food and water, also in the air. So soft metals in the air. Look at all the chemtrails. Look at all the aging accelerators in the chemtrails, and look at all the sedatives they're putting in the food and the water, such as the sedative. You could consider fluoride a sedative in the sense that it keeps you complacent to a certain extent. Fluoride damages the mind's ability to question things. It damages the mind's ability to think outside the box. So it is a sedative to a certain degree. Number 11. The soft metals will cause them to lose their minds. We will promise to find a cure from our many fronts, yet we will feed them more poison. The soft metals will cause them to lose their minds. We will promise to find a cure from our many fronts, yet we will feed them more poison. At this point in time here in the United States of the Matrix, the majority of the people have already lost their minds. So this isn't something that's going to happen. It's already happened. And if you can't see that, it's because you're not seeing through the illusion. As in number 1, as illusion, it will be so large, so vast, it will escape their perception. Many people don't have the ability to see past the illusions, mainly because of how toxified their minds and their bodies have become through years of eating wrong foods, blood foods, metals, and not to mention all the conditioning from the television, etc. I mean, they get you at a young age, and if you don't have the ability to break out and unplug from the conditioning that they're doing to you, you won't be able to see past the illusion. You'll buy into the illusion. This is coffee, moringa leaf, and spirulina, and a little bit of pine pollen. Check out my coffee video on how to supercharge your coffee with herbs and minerals, if you haven't checked that out already. It's about 30 minutes long, I think. I don't think coffee is the healthiest substance in the world, but with what I do with my life, I use coffee as a stimulant so that I can study longer, etc. Oftentimes my body's exhausted beyond belief, but I force myself to stay up because, there's so much that needs to be learned. And there's not enough time, man. This is the matrix we're living in. We have to unplug. Again, I want to repeat that, it's important to repeat these messages because repetition of a message does constitute mental programming. I thank Tahuti Mahatma Ursa Satepanra for bringing that quote into my attention. It's a very good quote. The soft metals will cause them to lose their minds. We will promise to find a cure from our many fronts, yet we will feed them more poisons. Poisons. Yes, poisons. The poisons will be absorbed through their skin and mouths. They will destroy their minds and reproductive systems. So, people eat poisonous food all the time. The majority of the food found in a supermarket is poisonous. Many of the ingredients found in most of the products in the supermarkets, they're poisonous, complete poison. Again, filled with metals, filled with chemicals, filled with mind control agents, etc. And I even think there's nanotech going in a lot of this new food. So, it's crazy. So, the poisons will be absorbed through their skin and their mouths, through their skin. Look at all the skincare products that are filled with dangerous elements, etc. Look at all the lead in the lipstick. Look at all the damaging, unhealthy elements found in all the skincare products. You got to get on a natural skincare program. This crazy world we're living in. Poisons will be absorbed through their skin and mouths. They will destroy their minds and reproductive systems. Check out Dr. Phil Valentine's book, The Wounded Womb, if you're interested in learning about the destruction of the reproductive system through ingestion of poisons in food, water, air, etc. Spirulina. To me, tastes like sweet fermented blueberries. It's delicious. Most people can't even stomach the smell of it. I love it. Number 14, the poisons will be hidden in everything that surrounds them, in what they eat, drink, breathe, and wear. That's the thing about the Matrix. When you start looking through it, you see that almost everything here is backwards, man. Almost everything. The food's poisonous, destroys you, destroys your ability to be in communion with God, destroys your ability to have kundalini, constant kundalini moving through you, the food and the water. The air's completely toxic. We're being sprayed to death with chemtrails, geoengineering, solar radiation management, etc. You can't even get direct sunlight anymore because of all the chemtrails in the air. And even the clothing is toxic. Most of the clothing here is toxic. And even if you're not wearing toxic clothing, ask yourself, what are you washing your clothes with? Are you washing your clothes with toxic elements? Because when you clean your clothes, what you clean your clothes with, small traces of it remain on the clothes. So when you wear your clothes that have been cleaned with these cleaning agents, when you walk around and you sweat and your pores open, the elements left over from the cleaning process go into your skin. So like I said earlier, number 12, the poisons will be absorbed through their skin and mouths. So, you brush your teeth with toxic poison probably, and you probably wear clothing that's been cleaned with toxic poison. So there's a lot of truth to this document, like I said, regardless of whether it's real or not. Doesn't matter. Regardless of whether this document was made by an actual group of high-ranking elite. Doesn't matter. It's still true in today's world. And if you don't believe that, it's because you have never done the research to verify what I'm saying. Because this is truthful. All this is true. There's poison everywhere. And don't call me an extremist or think that I'm one of those germ freaks because I think there's poison anywhere. No. I'm just looking at real data. I'm looking at the truth. I'm a rationalist. I'm a truthist. I'm a futurist. I'm not going to not look at the truth so I can remain ignorant, so I can, keep a little bit of sanity while I live here in the Matrix. No. This system is falling, and it's time that we wake up. Oh. Number 15, we must be ingenious in dispensing the poisons. We must be ingenious in dispensing the poisons. We will teach them that the poisons are good, with fun images and musical tones. I wonder if I can play a commercial legally on this video right now. Bear with me, you guys, because I would like to show you an example of this passage, number 16. We will teach them that the poisons are good with fun images and musical tones. They're basically saying commercials and advertisements. They'll teach you. They'll program you to think that poisons are actually good for you through advertisements. They'll make you think like things like fluoride and all the etc. are good for you. Hold on. Can I, what should I type? Can I show commercials on my YouTube videos? Hang on, you guys, because this would really make this video a lot better. And I play TV advertisements on my YouTube videos. Damn, I wish I would have looked this up prior. One sec, you guys. One more minute. If it doesn't work, I'll get back. And I... Alright, it doesn't look like I can find anything. I'm sure I could, but I'd have to do a lot of searching, so fuck it. Okay, I might actually have found something. Okay, I'm just not gonna do it. I don't completely know if I can legally do that, and I don't want this video to get taken off. So, you know, we will teach them that poisons are good with fun images and musical tones. Look at all the childish toothpaste commercials that they create for kids, where they have these stupid little songs and these dancing bears and shit that totally program the children. So the children see that, because their minds are developing and they're so receptive, they get programmed by it. So they teach you at a young age that all these negative, bad things are good for you by advertising to you that they're good for you through cute images, little stories, and little fake fucking advertisements that are totally fake. If you can see, you know, when you start taking your power back, you'll be able to see these commercials and see how stupid and how fucking fake they are and how much they're lying to you. It's right in front of your face, but many of us can't see it because we're completely toxified with programming and bad health. Those they look up to will help. We will enlist them to push our poisons. So they'll you know, they'll get celebrities to do commercials and politicians, etc. And the people look up to these people. So anyone knows that when you look up to someone, you value what that person thinks, and if you value what someone thinks that you're looking up to, you'll easily be persuaded by what they tell you. So if they tell you to drink sodium fluoride or fluorine, etc., you know, you'll go for it because you look up to them. Hmm. 19. When they give birth, we will inject poisons into the blood of their children and convince them it's for their help. Again, when they give birth, we will inject poisons into the blood of their children and convince them it's for their health. 20. We will start early on when their minds are young. We will target their children with what children love most, sweet things. We will start early on when their minds are young. We will target their children with what children love most, sweet things. While kids like candy, Halloween, etc. Have you ever looked up what's in these what these elements found in candy do to your brain, to your body, etc.? Most never have. Most just think it's a cute little holiday. It's a crazy world we live in, man. When their teeth decay, we will fill them with metals that will kill their mind and steal their future. When their teeth decay, we will fill them with metals that will kill their mind and steal their future. Dentists, look what they do. I'm not saying dentists are bad people. I mean, I don't think that most dentists are doing this deliberately to brainwash their patients, no. But I think the people that taught them to do this, they're the bad people, responsible. So, crazy world we live in. When their ability to learn has been affected, we will create medicine that will make them sicker and cause other diseases for which we will create yet more medicine. When their ability to learn has been affected, we will create medicine that will make them sicker and cause other diseases for which we will create yet more medicine. "24. They will grow depressed, slow, and obese, and when they come to us for help, we will give them more poison. 23. We will render them docile and weak before us by our power. 25. We will focus their attention towards money and material goods so they may We will focus their attention towards money and material goods so they may Okay, typo. We will focus their attention towards money and material goods so that they may never connect with their inner self. We will distract them with fornication, external pleasures, and games, so they may never be one with the oneness of it all. We will distract them with fornication, external pleasures, and games, so they may never be one with the oneness of it all. Sex sells, you ever heard that? Sex is everywhere. TV, advertisements, the entertainment industry, music, it's everywhere. Everywhere. External pleasures, everywhere. Games, baseball, all this. It's all an illusion. A huge distraction. 26. Their minds will belong to us and they will do as we say. If they refuse, we shall find ways to implement mind-altering technology into their lives. We will use fear as a weapon. Can you not smell and feel the truth radiating out of this? Because if you can't, you need to do some more research. Their minds will belong to us, and they will do as we say. If they refuse, we shall find ways to implement mind-altering technology into their lives. We will use fear as our weapon. 27. We will establish their governments and establish opposites within. We will own both sides. Again, we will establish their governments and establish opposites within. We will own both sides. 28. We will always hide our objective but carry out our plan. 29. They will perform the labor for us, and we shall prosper from their toil. Reeking of truth. Reeking of truth. "33. We will control all aspects of their lives and tell them what to think and how to think. We will control all aspects of their lives and tell them what to think and how to think." This is through programming. They do this through programming. They do this by stealing your soul, essentially. These people can be considered soul snatchers, these people that control you. And there are people that control you, whether you believe that or not. And if me saying this makes me lose some subscribers, I don't care. You don't belong on my channel because you don't resonate with this message. This message is for people who resonate with this message, because there is massive truth behind this, what I'm saying. And I don't have time to waste with people who can't see that. I don't. We will control all aspects of their lives and tell them what to think and how to think. 34. We will guide them kindly and gently, letting them think they are guiding themselves. This is a huge illusion you're living under. This is the Matrix. Whether you see that or not. The Matrix. A world that's been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. That you are a slave, Neo. You can take the red pill or the blue pill. Continuing. Okay, let's see here. At 42, we will continue to prosper from their wars and their deaths. Again, total truth. Look at who benefits from war. If you can't see this, I mean, fuck. We will continue to make them live in fear and anger through images and sounds. A lot of those sounds, in my opinion, that they're referring to is elf waves, radio waves, electromagnetic fields, etc. But I don't have time to expound upon all these passages. Maybe I will in the future. We will make them hate themselves and their neighbors. Very true. The human gene code has fallen massively, and most people spend more time watching TV and seeking entertainment than they do coming together and etc. Again, I'm not going to rant on that right now. Number 51. We will take over their land, resources, and wealth to exercise total control over them. Again, we will take over their land, resources, and wealth to exercise total control over them. 52. We will deceive them into accepting laws that will steal the little freedom that they will have. Another just total truth. 53. We will establish a money system that will imprison them forever, keeping them and their children in debt. Fake money, man, controlling everyone. It's ridiculous, the type of rat race that this planet and this country. What has happened to this place? What has happened to Earth? What has happened to Gaia, Timeri? It's gone into the shitter. We went from godmen to slaves. Went from having superhuman abilities, superpowers, being able to travel the astral plane, being able to levitate, etc., to being little fucking thumb-sucking jellyfish, shop cart pushing slaves who have no time to do anything other than bitch, moan, and work, essentially, many of the people. "56. When they shall rise up against us, we will crush them like insects, for they are far less than that. 57. They will be helpless to do anything, for they will have no weapons." Who controls all the weapons? That's why you've got to start taking your power back. You've got to activate yourself and your DNA and start to rise up. We all do, so that we can get our real power back, so that we can end this system through our power. The power residing in you, so the internal weaponry that your aura and your Merkaba and your light body, etc., can harbor far supersede the efficacy and the how would I say this? When an enlightened human that's standing in his or her Merkaba has an aura activated, etc., has the Kundalini moving through them, a person that can levitate, a person that can walk on water, etc., the types of powers that the human being, the body, can harbor far supersede the powers of a little dinky little gun, or 100,000 dinky little guns. It's ridiculous. We have internal weaponry. This body is far more miraculous than you probably could ever imagine. And there are ways to experience that, and I may make videos on that in the future, but I mean, we have to start taking our power back. And how do you do that, in my opinion? First of all, you get off fucking dirty water. That's the first step. How are you going to start taking your power back if you're drinking an elixir that was made to take your power away? That's what tap water was designed for. It was designed to keep you a little slave, a little bitch, a little jellyfish, a little Nelly, a little thumbsucker. Get yourself a distiller. Distill 5 gallons of water and look at what you distill out. The stuff at the bottom of the boil chamber, that's the stuff that they control your mind with. You'll be able to look at the physical evidence. Damn, I think I may have a picture. In fact, I'll show you a video. One of my videos on, what's in the tap water. This is after about 15 to 20 distillations. Let's see here. And again, this is all junk that if you don't filter out of your body has to filter. And a lot of this junk, like the calcium, the lime, and all the junk, it doesn't just filter through your system. It gets stuck. Okay, so here we go. Let me see if I'm recording here. Okay. Again, let me pause. Make sure you're seeing that. Looks like you are. See all that junk? All of that stuff is found in your tap water. Look at the stuff on the sides. This stuff here. Again, I have to keep opening this and closing it to make sure my hand isn't moving. I want to make sure you guys are seeing the video. Here we go. Okay, let's see. See it all moving? I'm not sure if you guys can see all this junk on the sides here, but I mean, this is all calcium, lime, and a bunch of garbage there we go. That's a great picture. Look at all that. All that white shit. That will literally clog a sink pipe and make it so water can't flow through it. So what makes you think that that's going to pass through your body easily? It's going to, tap water will clog your arteries, etc., because it's so heavy. You don't want a bunch of heavy garbage in your system. You need to flush it out. I think distillation is the best method of filtration there is, personally. If you're interested in, I'm not going to talk a lot about distillation right now because I want to get back to this document. Go and watch my Distilled Water Part 1, Part 2 on YouTube. I think I have like 3 hours of information on distilled water, and then I also have a video called What is the Best Water for Human Consumption. Check that one out. That's about 45 minutes, and you'll learn all you need to know about why I think distilled water is much healthier for you than tap water. And you got to get this shit out of your water. Again, if you want to start taking your power back, this is the one thing I always recommend. People ask me sometimes, how do you start getting healthy? You stop putting in what's causing you to not be healthy. Step 1. If you want a doctor's advice on why distilled water is the best water, get Dr. Norman Walker's book, Water Can Undermine Your Health. You can protect yourself from drinking unsafe water. Again, I think this was about a penny. Very quick read. It's about 90 pages. He lived to be over 100 years ago. He was a raw foodist and a huge advocate of distilled water. And again, like he said, that's the number one way to start helping yourself get healthy. Stop putting water in your body that's destroying your body. So back to the document. Okay, last page. Oop. Here we go. This is great. This is a great one. The truth will be hidden in their face, so close they will not be able to focus on it until it's too late. Again, like I said in my Merkaba light body Kundalini activation video, the god Horus told a bunch of truth people seeking the kingdom of God that the kingdom of heaven was right in front of their faces. They just couldn't see it because they were too caught up in the illusion. They couldn't see past the illusion. They couldn't see past the matrix. They were too drunk on the falsehoods to see the truth in things. The kingdom of God's everywhere. A lot of people wait and pray to go to heaven once they die. It's here now. You just don't see that because you're calcified. You're mind controlled. Your thoughts have been warped. You don't think for yourself anymore. Oh yes, and it's number 63. Oh yes, so grand the illusion of freedom that will be that they will never know they are our slaves. The greatest form of slavery, what's that quote? The greatest form of slavery is to make someone think that they're free even though they're still a slave. Working 8 hours a day is not freedom. Hate to tell you. Number 64. When all is in place, the reality we have created for them will be there. When all is in place, the reality When all is in place, the reality we will have created for them will own them. This reality will be their prison. They will live in self-delusion. When our goal is accomplished, a new era of domination will begin. Their minds will be bound by their beliefs, the beliefs we have established from them immemorial. I don't know exactly what that means, immemorial. But again, their minds will be bound by their beliefs, the beliefs that they created for them. The system that owns you. The system that looks at you as a social security number. A slave. So that they can tax you, a tax slave. With none of your power that you used to be, none of your actual power, none of your power from none of your enlightened power. And I'm not talking about I'm talking about real power here. I'm talking about being able to fly, being able to levitate, etc. I'm not saying, I'll get into that later. A lot of people may think that I sound crazy for saying that. But again, that's because you've been conditioned and programmed to think that you have no power. You think that you think that magic and being able to have superhuman abilities, you think that that's only accessible in movies and Hollywood and entertainment. It's because you've been controlled. So basically that's the okay, so this, again, I'm not sure exactly the story of where this document came from. I'm going to get back to you guys on that. I have to look it up. I've had this document for years and I've forgotten a lot of information of how it came about to be and who found it, etc. But it's called the Secret Covenant. And you can find it on Google or any search engine probably, and it's 73 passages. I've only read a small handful. For me to cover this document completely, it would probably take 10 to 12 hours. I could do that, but I'm not going to do it right now. I got other shit to do. But I will rant a little more. before I end this video. Again, this is a very important document. I've gone in and made my own notes, studied it, highlighted it all, etc. So this is a very quality piece of, this is a very good document to study while you continue to decode the matrix. You know, to wrap things up, we've got to stop consuming all the poisons that they're putting out. Most of what I've ranted about in this document was about how they're poisoning us. And if you read that document, you'll come to realize that they say that they're poisoning us so that they can take our power away from us. If you poison something, you take its power away, because if you poison an organism, you dumb down the organism by filling them with toxins. So if that organism, that particular organism that you're poisoning, had power prior to you poisoning it, by poisoning it, you begin to strip away its power. And most people strip away their power 3 times a day: morning, lunch, and dinner. Not to mention all the glasses of tap water they consume every day, etc. The sodas, the candy, the garbage. There's a video that I made called, let me look up the name of it. Again, let's just finish this video really quick and then we'll find the other video. Look at the stuff that you'll find in your tap water. Look at it all moving around. It's like thick flakes of garbage. That all goes through your system. That all destroys your soul. So, you know, that's a Mega Home water distiller that I'm using. You can get one for $200. $200. Many people have had them over 5 years and use them all the time. It's a great unit. I've used mine. I use it almost every day. And I'm amazed at how much junk comes out of that distiller. I'm going to start making I'm going to start recording, taking pictures and videos of the stuff I distill out of my distiller and make videos, more videos. I think I have 2 videos up right now showing you what I distill out, what I filter out of my distiller. Go watch those. Find them in my YouTube archives, and you'll be shocked, because, you know, again, most people have drank tap water for over 20 years, over 30 years, 40 years. And what you'll realize, especially if you read Dr. Norman Walker's book, Water Can Undermine Your Health, what you'll realize is many of the stuff, the things, the minerals, etc., in the tap water, in spring water, etc., they get lodged in the human body and they don't come out easily. Now, what you'll find if you do the research on distilled water is that distilled water actually pulls inorganic minerals out of the body. It doesn't pull more organic minerals out of the water. So by drinking distilled water, which has a charge that attaches to unhealthy things in the body, it actually begins to pull them out. But I recommend restructuring your distilled water, and I'll make a video on that too. Dr. Gabriel Cousins, naturopathic doctor, medical doctor, and psychiatrist, has a very strong method on restructuring distilled water so that it's healthy water again, because it does have no minerals in it. And I'll make a video on that in the future too, but, you know, here's that other video. So a lot of people sometimes people ask me, how do you start eating more health food? It doesn't taste good, bro. Well, you know, you just got to start doing it, and over time it will begin to taste good. You know, you just got to bite the bullet. Don't let the taste of something make you not do it. That's like what a little weak bitch does, a weakling. You got to care more about taking your power back than caring about what something tastes like. You got to be more devoted to the what you're doing than what something fucking tastes like. I mean, come on, people. Most of you people, if someone offered you something that would let you live 100, 150, 200 years, if someone offered you a product that made you live 300 years, but it tasted like shit, wouldn't you still eat it? You know, I mean, come on. I'm not saying the stuff that I'm saying is going to make you live that long. I'm just saying that, put your ego aside and stop worrying about what things taste like. Start worrying about what your body needs, not what your taste buds that are controlled by parasites need. Check out my parasite video if you haven't already, and you'll find out that parasites are real, etc. They're not just a thing from a third world country. Okay, here's a good one. Here's a little brief message for you guys. Okay.
I've said this in a multitude of videos, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to try to keep this under 2 minutes long. What is the key to getting healthy? The key to getting healthy is learning to reprogram your mind and body to crave health food over unhealthy food. The key to health is to completely reprogram your body and your mind to crave health food instead of craving dead, denatured, processed, enzyme-depleted, mineral-depleted foods. It's learning to crave apples instead of Snicker bars. It's learning to crave hibiscus flower water instead of alcohol. It's learning to crave beans and rice over dead, murdered, tortured animal flesh and milk. It's learning to drink tap water. It's learning to. Key to health is, again, reprogramming your body and mind to, for instance, crave clean filtered water instead of drinking tap water or Mountain Dew, soda pops, etc. Fuck. The key to health is to reprogram yourself to like health food. How do you do that? Well, if you're addicted to sugar or sweets, candy bars, Snicker bars, etc., you go and you buy a big thing of apples. And every time you have a craving for a Snicker bar or a sweet or ice cream, you grab an apple and you eat it. You keep doing that over and over and over. And over time, you'll begin to crave nothing but health food because your taste buds will change. It's that simple. It's that simple. Reprogram your mind and your body to crave health food. You'll win. You'll win. But man, that's hard to do. That's only an illusion in your mind. I thought it was hard for years. Then I finally snapped out of it, and I realized that by thinking that it was hard, I actually created a downward spiral where I kept myself in negativity, and it was hard. It wasn't until I just bit the bullet and did it, that's when everything changed. But dude, salad tastes gross. Salad tastes gross because you've been eating dead Angus beef your whole life. Salad's gross because you've been eating dead, murdered chickens and pork ass and cow intestines and shit your whole life. You've taught yourself to think that shit tastes better than divine nectar. And that's why you think divine nectar tastes like shit. Because you eat shit. No offense. But I'm not saying I don't eat cooked food, but I sure as hell don't eat a dead cow ass and garbage like that, man. I don't eat murdered animals. Yes, I was a vegetarian for years. I'm just now getting into completely multiple years of effort and trying to be pretty much completely raw and vegan for the most part. You know what I mean? It takes time. It's not just this instant forfeit. You don't just forfeit your old ways and walk into the light of raw foods, etc. But I don't eat murdered animals. I don't eat shit like that. Yes, I was an unconscious vegetarian for a long time. Even recently, I would drink milk and stuff like that. But I've gotten out of it completely. And I'm telling you that unplugging from that garbage is so liberating. That is how you get to health. You don't get to health drinking dead pasteurized milk. It just does not work like that. It just doesn't. That's fake health. Look at all the research now coming out that milk is dangerous. I've been telling people, even when I was drinking milk, that milk was incredibly dangerous. I drank milk and standard American vegetarian food for very long due to the control that the parasites had over my mind and my own ignorance. It's not just the parasites. I'm not just blaming my ignorance on the parasites, because you have the power in your mind to override the stimulation and the signals of the parasites. So you can't just blame, oh man, parasites had me under a spell. Yes, they did, but God has given you all the abilities to break those spells. So you got to learn to forgive yourself for eating blood foods and murdered foods and foods from veal. I ate veal for years, man. When baby cows that have been tied down so that they can never move, so that the flesh or the muscle is developed, so that some little white motherfucker, no, excuse me.
Hopefully this webcam picked up that audio. Sometimes it has difficulty picking up audio. Let's see. But, again, the focus on this, of me reading this document, was to try to show you how you're being poisoned from multiple different avenues and angles. So, hopefully I can inspire you to want to get healthier, to want to take your power back, to give a shit about your body and your soul. Hopefully I can stimulate you to want to keep your soul and not give it away to the system. This is a crazy world that we live in, man. And I've seen things that would make the average person's head spin, and it's just, I know that this document reeks of truth. I know that you're being poisoned, whether it's from the television and the programming and the different light codes that are being hit at you from watching the TV, destroying your eyes, destroying your DNA, whether it be from all the genetically modified food that you eat that's destroying your DNA, whether it be from all the dirty tap water that's destroying your DNA, etc. I mean, it's everywhere. And I hope this message can get to a few people and help them out and inspire them to start being healthier, start drinking cleaner water, get the fuck off the water, and stop watching TV. I feel sorry for you if you still watch TV. If you still own a TV, I feel sorry for you. You got to get away from that goddamn television. It's destroying you. It's destroying you. It's destroying you. So, with that said, peace be with you.